Good evening again, everyone. It's David, your host on the New Nigerian podcast. We've got a big one for you, a really big one today. We've got Isi Iyang, the founder and CEO. We all know what CEO means, the Chief Executive Officer of Easy Foods Nigeria. Easy Foods Niger, but it's a product made out of our motherland, Nigeria, and it's at the moment being sold um, in diaspora, the UK to be specific, to my awareness. And we don't hesitate to always show you our best people who do stuff in diaspora, collaborate with Nigeria and bring stuff up for all our benefits. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to let Isi tell us all about that in a moment. But first, Isi, can you introduce yourself to the new Nigerian audience? Can you tell us a bit about your background, primary school, secondary school, and something unique in that journey? Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Eazy Inyang. I'm Mrs. Inyang. I was Isi Akibe before I got married. A bit about my background. I was actually born in the UK and taken back home, as was the custom those many years ago when our parents came to study and returned home. So went back home. Initially, I think at that time, it was just the start of independence. So my parents were first based, I think, in Ibadan, and then later moved to the Midwest states. So all of my life, as I know it, was in Benin. I attended Hamilton Prep School. Then we used to call it Prep School. I understand it's now Hamilton Primary School. And then I went to Federal Government College, Warri, for 7 years. And after that, I went to University of Lagos. So that was my educational journey. At the University of Lagos, I actually studied law. So my background has been in law, worked in law, both in Nigeria and in the UK for a very long time.
And in that journey, going back from here, how old were you when you were taken back to Nigeria?
I think I was must have been about 1. I mean, I wasn't aware
so
of
you were
that.
you were
No, I wasn't
literally
aware.
a baby.
I was a baby.
Okay. And
Yes.
give us a bit of your experience with Nigeria. How was life then? How can you compare it to how we know Nigeria at the moment?
In fact, we say among ourselves, especially those of us that grew up in Benin at the time, that life was idyllic. It was wonderful. It was just, you had your friends all around. You had, Midwest State was made of different tribes at the time. But I think our parents were of a similar background, had gone to uni, knew each other from University of Ibadan, going to the UK, stuff like that. So we all grew up as one family. It was relatively safe. We moved around freely. We had, and there was entertainment, I would say, for children. We had, I know that almost every day we went to the Benin Club after school, so it was just a very enjoyable time, not to talk of, crossing compounds, walking down the road, playing with your friends. It was just an easy, enjoyable life, as I recall.
And something unique that happened to you either in Federal Warri or the University of Lagos?
Well, I don't know whether it was unique, but going to Federal Government College was actually a shock to my system. Like I said, I'd grown up among friends. When I went to Warri, there was only one other person from my school that went there. So it was all very new, staying in boarding house. I think I cried the whole of the first year. It was so
Did
traumatic
we
for
all?
me.
Did we all?
So unique. I think but going to federal government college at the end of the day, I think was the making of me, because there's so many life skills you learn. You learn to stand on your own 2 feet. You learn to be responsible. You learn to be accountable. Very good values were passed down, not even through direct teaching, but the way we were sort of, I don't want to use the word handled, but the way we were being dealt with. I remember I remember I had a friend that had very tiny eyes, and they used to call her Chinese, and she used to get very upset. So she said she was going to report to the principal, and I, championed her cause, went with her. And the principal said, but you do have Chinese eyes. So things like that teach you to take a joke, to, accept things from other people. Don't be so standoffish about too many things, be relaxed. So little things like that. They
Okay.
just give you very good life lessons.
Excellent. You mentioned 7 years. Now I find that a bit odd because I seem to remember that secondary school was 5 years in my time. So I'm wondering how come you had to
Oh,
spend 7 years in Warri?
in my time, we did A levels.
Okay,
We did
okay,
A levels. And I think we were the first of the JAM intake. So
okay,
before then, you would do your O levels and then you would complete your A levels before you went on to uni. But I think after that, we started having the prelim, the going to the uni after, O levels for maybe
yeah.
1 year of prelim and then your university degree. But at the time, we did the full 2 years A level, for 5 years O levels, 2 years A levels, and went on to the university.
So getting the very best education, I suppose. And so here you are, grew up in Benin, left Benin, went to another completely different state in Nigeria for
Mm.
secondary school,
Mhm.
and then you left that state and
Mhm.
went to Lagos State, a
Mhm.
third state. Makes you diverse, makes you unique. Tell me, what was the experience like going into university, especially in a new area, and why law?
Okay, I'll answer the first question first and then the why law next. Um, Lagos wasn't entirely new to me. My mother had been brought up in Lagos. Her parents lived in Lagos. So
Okay,
we used to go and visit grandparents in Lagos. But Unilag was another experience altogether. Like I said, I was coming from federal government college. We had been taught independence. We had been taught, obey rules, but we were still in a regime. We were still in a structured environment. The school bell goes at a particular time. You go, you wake up, you make your bed. Somebody inspects it. You go for breakfast. You go for classes up to a certain time. You have a siesta. So it was very structured. Unilag was the complete opposite. you were you were just on your own, and it was up to you to do what you wanted to do. If you chose not to go to lectures at all, well, that's it. Nobody asks anything. And it was again was another very interesting and very good experience. I would say interesting in a very positive way, because then you're meeting people from all over Nigeria, so to speak. Coming in contact with the Owambe culture for the first time, because Benin, we were a bit, sedate. there was nothing excessive. Mostly it was known as a civil service town. People were comfortable, but there was no, great wealth, so to speak. Everybody, and everybody was more or less the same. But coming to Lagos, you start seeing all sorts of, those that had cars from from day dot, and then there was the very, what should I say, lively. There was a lot of parties, a lot. Not even just within the students, but you had friends, and every weekend something was happening. One auntie was doing something, one cousin was getting married. So it was a very busy and enjoyable time. You just managed to cram your schoolwork somewhere in all of that. So again, very interesting, I guess, and
So
enjoyable. That's the
yeah,
word, very enjoyable.
Lagos was more or less the capital of the nation at that time. So there
Yes,
was a lot of affluence and there was a
yes,
lot of money circulating.
yes,
And besides, the system was more or less working. So
yes.
you had opportunities to go to parties,
Mm-hmm.
the high society parties, the entertainment sector was beautiful, you know,
Yes.
yeah, more or less. So let's go to why law?
Okay, why law? For a long time, I asked myself that question. Later, not at the time. At the time, you simply, what it was, families sort of not dictated, but sort of emphasized certain professions. My dad always said he wanted his children to all all have a profession, because it just made you have choices. If you had a job, you weren't getting on there, or something happened, then you could fall back on your own, self-employment. You could create a job for yourself, basically. So it then became what was the best profession you could do with the subjects you had studied, with the marks you had obtained. And for me, it was law, you know. At that time, we didn't have lawyers in my family, so to speak. My dad is an engineer. My mom is a nurse, but that's, they just said, oh, you got this, you got that. Oh, you can do law. Oh, you got this. Oh, you can do math. Oh, you got this, you can do. And that was just how it was. We were picked. After I studied law, I actually told my dad that, oh, I would like to do business, except that we didn't call it business at the time. We called it trade. Oh, Dad, I liked, and he was horrified, that what? How can you study law and say you want to become a trader? I mean, so that killed that ambition for a while, but it was still there, dormant somewhere. And when I got the opportunity, I thought, look, I better do this. It's now or never. I've had this dream for a long time. So it's time to
Absolutely.
pursue it.
Absolutely. So you did a bit of practice in Nigeria and then you moved to the UK,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Go on.
Okay, started life as a lawyer with the Ministry of Justice in Benin. Then got a job with a private firm in Lagos, went back to Lagos. It's difficult to live anywhere else, having lived in Lagos. Everywhere just seemed so sedate and boring. And then I worked in Unipetrol. I was part of the legal team in Unipetrol. So did that till I wanted a break. I thought I was coming to the UK for, say, 6 months, and 20 something years later, I'm still here because,
Wonderful.
yes.
So what
So,
was you'd moved home. Obviously, you had no experience of the UK. So
yes.
what was the attraction of coming to the UK and what kept you back in the UK?
I think at that time, before me, friends had started relocating to the UK,
Okay.
And then we'll come and we'll spend time with them. They've got their own little nice flat and they're doing this, a little nice job. They just seem so comfortable, you know. But even then, I didn't think about it. I just thought, oh, you know, if I come, I'll spend time with this person. They have their house. You're not paying hotel bills. You can stay a month. You can stay, you know. But I came and it was like, oh, why don't you just get a little job, you know? And I'm okay, why not? Why not? Like do a bit of, and then you got that job and money was coming in steadily. And before you knew it, you think, oh, why don't I apply for that admin post? And in the end, it was, oh, why don't I even do my law qualifications again? And, you know, so it was just, it wasn't a planned thing. It was just the way things evolved, I would say. But
Absolutely.
mhm.
Tell me the difference between the law in Nigeria and you said you had to redo a bit of law here. What was the difference? Why did you have to do that?
um, I don't even know. The law in, I mean, the law in Nigeria was based on British law, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the when I got here, UK, they had how will I put it? If you had studied law abroad, you needed to requalify,
Okay.
basically. However, they had a concession for Commonwealth citizens, but initially Nigeria wasn't on that list. So the
Okay.
Commonwealth citizens, they were using the concession for were people from Australia, people from Canada, and the what's the word? Not the belief, but the reasoning was that, oh, they had their law was very close to British law. So I believe at that time, not that I was um, very aware of it, but maybe the Black Lawyers Associations sort of said, but that argument applies to Nigeria. So why aren't you applying the concessions? So I think they changed. And that was
Okay.
when, yeah, I, you know, I was there at the right time. And that's again, you know, that's sort of, oh, why don't you just take advantage of this opportunity and do the exams? You studied a bit and did some exams, and that was it. And they took your experience abroad into consideration. So
Okay.
they didn't treat you as a new graduate or anything.
So what law did you specialize in?
I, I, in the end, I worked with local authorities. I did landlord and tenant law and
Okay.
litigation.
Oh wow. Okay. So you've got the experience. If I need a flat in
Oh yes,
UK now, I can come to
yes,
you so you can
yes.
put me through.
Property is one of my passions, really. Yes.
Excellent.
Mm.
So in our conversation, you said something, you said there was a burning passion for trade, which you had to keep dormant. When did you unleash this passion? When did you release the passion? And how long have you been in the business now?
Okay. Like I said, you know, back at home then working, if I come abroad on holiday, I will buy stuff, I will sell, you know, things like that. When I got here, I was working, but I always had one idea or the other, which my husband thought, what's the matter with you? Why are you going, you know? At one point, I wanted to have a franchise for school uniforms. At another point, I wanted us to buy a laundrette. And my husband kept saying, no, 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 these things are risky. Don't, you know, you're doing good, you know, stay where you are. So, but unfortunately, I think about 10 years ago, I was quite ill. I think I had almost a year of work.
Okay,
And I remember the thought that, wow, so I can go any minute now, and I never did this thing I wanted to do. And thank God I got better, I got over it. And then when there was a sort of break in employment, I thought, I'm not going back. I will just go ahead and do something. At that time, actually, I thought I would do property because, like I said, property is one of my passions.
passions, yes.
Yes, but things just worked, so let's say I was looking at properties, I was trying to consult, saying people, because we have a big Nigerian community who don't live here, who have properties here. They need help, they need information. So I do provide a property consultancy service for non-UK residents, you know. But then then my husband told me, oh, you could do well with, if you're looking at raising funds for property, but businesses in Nigeria need funds as well. And I thought, so how does that concern us here? Who will be interested in that? But a friend then asked me to help her organize an event, and it turned out to be a trade and investment event where they were looking for people to go into the Southeast at that time to support businesses. And I was so surprised. There were quite a few people who came forward. There was a consortium from, I think, the Netherlands. They wanted to train farmers. And I was like, wow, people are really interested. This is something. So I started looking at, we were working on that project. And I thought, oh, another thing we could do then is not just send people to Nigeria to help them there, but also help the people in Nigeria find international markets, And I started, on that bandwagon, telling people, oh, we need to find international. And then somebody said, well, you do it first, and you'll see how it is. And I thought, well, why not? And I worked on this product, developed, and that was my soup product. The soup is a meal kit, it's a kit, so it helps.
So I'm going to take you a bit back.
Okay.
So from what you've said, that was the birth of Eazy
Naija Foods, yes.
So you decided, why don't I export
Yes.
what we have in Nigeria
Yes.
into diaspora?
Yes.
Let's see how it will work.
Yes.
So that gave birth to Eazy Naija Foods.
Naija Foods, yes.
Brilliant. And Eazy Naija Foods started with this product you were just about to talk about.
Yes.
So can you give us a bit more of the birth of Eazy Naija Food, how it started, and that product?
Okay, so Eazy Naija Foods, the name even is a play on both my name, because my name is Issy, and jokingly some people call me Easy Girl, that kind of a thing. But it's also saying that the food is easy. That is, and from my point of view, it's easy to make. It's, because one of the things I experienced working, young family, is our food does take time to prepare. You don't even go into Asda and come out and cook egusi soup. You have to go to your specialist shop. You have to go to your specialist butcher. Then you come home, you prepare. It does take time to prepare. And I thought, oh, if there was something that would quicken the process, that was an innovation. Before then, I had always sort of thought, oh, Nigerian food, we don't have any innovations, things is the same, say our fruit is, let me think of a fruit from in Nigeria, say pawpaw. We eat pawpaw, but we don't do anything else with it. Here, let's say they have orange, then they have orange juice. Let's say they have apple, then they have apple pie, apple sauce, apple this, and then when one of the visits to Nigeria, I went to a trade fair. It was a GTB food fair.
Okay.
And I was impressed. There was a lot of new packaging. In fact, I started bringing a palm oil that had been packaged in a pouch, because it was very easy to transport, and that's what we need here. There was other things. The food had been developed, even the way they would serve it. They had revived the foods we used to think, oh, were meant for bukas, like the amala, but they now, became mainstream. So that was quite encouraging. So going back, I thought, okay, let me start with this product. This product, yes, it was in Nigeria, but I felt it was a better fit here because we were more time strapped.
Yes.
In that in Nigeria, you can even have somebody to help you. You can have maids, you can have domestics, but here you're on your own, so you do everything from the shopping. And again, we are used to packaged foods. We're used to seeing Chinese food packaged. We're used to seeing Asian food packaged. So I thought it will be better accepted. Yeah, so went into the regulations. I remember writing Port Health a number of times, finding out, the do's and don'ts. And yeah, started bringing it in. Or thought I would bring it in and I would take it round to shops. But when I did, it was 2020. And I think I came in just before the lockdown, March 2020. And here was I, these goods were on their way, and shops had been, I remember somebody had introduced me to a gentleman that ran an African shop. And he told me he's even closing down. We can't they couldn't get goods. So it's not a question of taking on more stock. It's trying to manage what they have and manage expectations. So I was like, wow, what am I going to do with this? But then that was again the birth of online sales and everything online. So I then thought I'll take this product online. It's good anyway. You can mail it, you can show it online, So that was the start. Started with that product. Later, so that's a meal kit. I actually meant to bring a box to show you, but if I go and get it now, I'll go off camera for a
I
bit.
can
So
I can obviously pause the recording
okay,
while
okay,
you go and get it because
okay,
I'd want us to show it as well,
okay.
please.
All
All
right.
right. So brilliant. Yes. So this product that you started with, what's it called? And are we able to see samples of it? Can you show the audience?
Okay, I'll
Share with
just
us.
show you. It comes in a box like this. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, yes, we can say it's bitter leaf, isn't it?
Yes, this particular one is bitter leaf, but
Right.
I also have egusi.
Oh,
In fact, I
wow.
have 4 soups. I
Oh,
have bitter leaf,
yes.
egusi, ogbono, and banga.
Oh,
Okay,
brilliant.
so they are meal. I call them kits because you have everything you need to make the soup.
Okay.
So if well, there are two. When you open the box, you'll see 2 sachets. One is a
Right.
sachet of palm oil, and one is a sachet of what I call the soup mix. So, say for the egusi soup, that soup mix contains the egusi, contains your pepper, contains your crayfish, contains your vegetable, either bitter leaf, spinach, and contains some of those African spices, those locust beans. So it's all in a mix. So
Okay.
all you do is cut open your palm oil, cut open your soup mix, stir fry for a minute, and add water. Allow it to, boil a bit, add your meat or fish or chicken or whatever you want to put, and cover it again. In another, all in all, in about 10, 15 minutes, your soup is ready.
Oh, wow. That is
Yes,
indeed easy.
yes,
Absolutely very
that's,
convenient.
yes,
That is so
yes,
convenient.
that is easy. That's convenient. I've had people who go abroad on holiday and they take it with Gary. When you get there, you can even mix it and put in a microwave.
Okay.
And you have something to eat, at least something, us, we sometimes we like our swallow from time to time.
Definitely.
It's just the convenience of it. So that was the first product. And then I added a stew to complement it. It's a ready stew. It's a stew that's cooked and it's in a pouch, but it's actually cooked in the pouch. So it keeps at room temperature. Again, that you just open and put in a microwave. or you open and, you can use it as a base for other meals. So you can open it, add your meat, add your okra, cut up okra, and you have your okra stew. Do you see?
Yes.
So it's that sort of range of food. Recently, I've added in a pouch. I've added a moi moi mix. I've added an ofada sauce pepper mix. So it's just developing a range of easy to cook already meals, not just for us, for the next generation diasporans who are not going to be as knowledgeable as we are in making our meals, or
Absolutely.
who may not take the trouble to go look for these specialist African shops where they can buy it, but also the international community. Because I've done a number of fairs. And I mean, the jollof rice is a seller because they've even heard about it. But a few more adventurous ones have heard about the egusi and they want to buy it. And there was a particular lady, I was even, sometimes I'm a bit, I don't want you to say, you had tummy ache because there was pepper in it, And I tried to stare them, why don't you buy this? And they said, no, we want egusi, we've heard about it, So there's no, like I say, sometimes it's just my way of portraying our own culture through food.
Absolutely.
We can, say all we want or write all we want, but when they see it and they can feel it and they can taste it, then they get a sense, or more of a sense of who we are, where we are coming from, what our stories, what our history is. So it's been quite a very interesting journey.
In actual fact, what attracted TNN to your product was the bean cake,
Oh
mix.
yes, yes.
I saw a video of you advertising that and
Okay.
cooking it all up, and I said to myself, "Wow, this is this is what we're looking for.
Info,
These
yes,
are innovative people
yes,
who make the best use of diaspora and Nigeria, combine it
yes.
together, and get a product." So I'm
Mm.
going to ask, how is your business going? One. Two, how do you source your materials? Obviously, you must be in collaboration with people back home in Nigeria who get the raw materials to you, which is fantastic. You're creating employment already. So tell us a bit, give us an insight into that side of business. Give us an insight into how the market is going.
Okay,
Let's have an idea.
okay. The market is getting better and better. Initially, when I started, I even questioned myself. Are
Hmm.
you are you sure you're doing the right thing? Because even friends rejected the product. They
Even who?
say Nigerians.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because some of them will say, I can't eat anything cooked. And I have to try and convince them that the egusi is not cooked. It's just mixed differently. I said, but you don't go to the shop and buy egusi that you have to break yourself. It's already ground. So all
Mm-hmm.
I've done is mix the ground egusi you buy with the ground crayfish you buy with the ground pepper, just try to break it down like that. And then, and the shops were like, no, 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 people won't buy, they don't know it, that kind of a thing. You go by so it was difficult. And somebody asked me, because I've also done quite a few business courses, business support here and there. And somebody asked, do people really eat egusi, even eat egusi now, And I thought, do they, I'm just selling this thing, do they? But I think what gave me a bit of faith was I was speaking to somebody about Google. I was speaking to a Google Ads manager, and he then did some research. And it's now I know that business is all about data and research and tools. That I didn't know. I just thought you bring your egusi, somebody will buy it. Well, now, So he looked. He said there are 20,000 searches for egusi every month. And
Wow.
there are 200,000 searches for jollof. She said, but at Christmas, jollof goes up to 500,000. And I
Wow.
thought, wow, exactly. I said, oh, if 20,000 people are looking and I get 1,000, I'm fine. I don't need, do you see? So that enabled me carry on. And I think now that I have a range of products, there's some people that don't eat egusi at all, but they will eat stew. There's some that don't want to eat carbohydrates, fufu at all. But like you say, they want the moi moi product, the bean cake product. So having a range means you can reach a wider number of people. So for that, it's encouraging, and I'll keep going. in terms of you know, the products, the products are made in Nigeria. There's no way I can package that number of things on my own. At one time, I thought maybe I should move the packaging here. But when I compared the cost of labor, the cost of premises, I just thought it will make the price so exorbitant. And, you know, we won't be able to buy. So for now, the packaging and everything is still is done in Nigeria for most of the products. Then I meet other people who have other products now. And what I say to them is, I can try and help you get into the market, because some of these products are good. We're developing a range of healthy options. You know, there are those that are making herbal powders, the moringa powders, the bitter leaf powders, the ginger, the turmeric. There are those that are making that. There are those that are making dates powder, which is a substitute for sugar. You know, I've even met a lady who said she makes sweet potato flour, which is a better substitute for pounding rather than yam flour. You know, so I think all these things need to be showcased internationally, even if, I mean, to the international community, because anybody can use dates powder. It's you know, it's a plant product, and we know.
So what do we call it? Do we call it Eazy Naija Foods? What dates powder? What name are you thinking of?
No,
Of giving
I
that
wasn't
product?
thinking of bringing that under my brand. I
Okay,
was just thinking of finding a way to help them market it.
okay,
But I
okay,
wasn't, because it's not a fit for my products. My
okay,
products
okay.
are easy to make meals already cooked.
Unique.
That is just, so, you know, I'm just saying what's happening with the food
The,
markets
the
in
trend
general.
of the food market in general.
Yes, and you know, it even falls into the Nigerian policy of wanting to increase non-oil exports. And
Right.
the next category that can generate large quantities is agric, you know, agric products, produce, and things like that. So being here and already in the industry, I think it's part of my responsibility to see how I can, you know, get visibility for other people, you know, and for that, I do a lot of networking, trying to talk to government officials on both sides, UK and Nigeria, to see, you know, who these, what the potential interest will be here, and how we, you know, get channels to potential buyers.
Absolutely. Part of what TNN do is
Okay.
bridge the gap between
Yes.
diaspora and Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, we've been in the Greek sector for a while now, and
Okay.
we have people
Okay.
who are trying to develop in the direction that you've got moving
Okay.
into already. And
Okay.
we hope that as part of the collaboration with yourself, we'll be able to introduce these people to you so that you can either, one, um, like you said, open the doors for them, or two, even see if you can use some of their products to
Yes.
enhance to enhance Easy Niger foods.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so these are the sort of collaborations we intend
Yes.
to bring to your doorstep or to your
Okay.
table,
Okay.
and see how it goes.
Okay.
It's a very exciting
It is.
prospect, and I'm so
Yes.
happy that I don't know that day when I saw that advert, I said to myself, I must contact the CEO so that we can see what we can do with our people in Nigeria, because
Yes.
you not only you're not only contributing to the economy of the UK, you're contributing to the economy of Nigeria.
Nigeria,
You're,
that's
you're,
true.
you're, you're creating jobs, which is
Yes.
alleviating the problems in Nigeria.
Yes.
So these are unique circumstances,
Yes.
which we hope can open more doors. So
Doors.
typically, I like to always advertise
Okay.
products that are made by Nigerians.
Okay.
Easy Naija foods, people. Jollof rice, your favorite jollof
Yes.
rice.
Yes.
How do they get in touch? Where do they go to buy the products? What are the price ranges? Can you please tell
Okay.
the audience?
Okay. The prices are quite reasonable. The cheapest I would say is the jollof rice pouch. One pouch is about £2, rising up
Okay.
to £4 for the soups. The moi moi pouch is more expensive, but that's because it contains a lot more. It's about £10, but you can easily get 14, 15 wraps of moi moi from that. Then the products I market through my website. My website is eazynaijafoods.com. Easy is spelled with a Z, EAZY, NigerFoods.com. The products are also on Amazon. The jollof rice, the soup, the stew, the bean powder, they're all on. Sometimes you might have to put ENF in front. So you can say ENF Egusi. ENF is Easy Niger Food for it to pop up, but they're all there. But I don't know. I'm also on social media as Easy Niger Foods. So I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. Instagram is the easiest for me. If anybody's having any issues, they can message me on Instagram and I'll get back to you.
There
I'll
you go,
connect
audience.
one-on-one.
One-on-one, you want to relate with
Mhm.
EC Ian. Easy Foods Nigeria. You've heard it all from her. You know where to go to buy the product. You know where to go to source it. You can go to Amazon. You can go on Instagram. You can go on Facebook. Yes, have a taste of our food. Have a taste of Nigerian culture. It's actually
Yes,
African if you really look at it.
yes,
So all you Africans out there who watch the TNN podcast, please visit easynaijafoods.com.
yes,
Visit Amazon, but don't forget to add the ENF, especially on Google or Instagram, so you
yes.
can buy the product. So I'm going to move on. Issy, um, what's your inspiration? What inspires you? Give us an insight to your motivations and your ambitions. Where do you see Easy Foods in another 5 years?
Okay. Well, I think I don't know whether to say my inspiration or my energy is more maybe from because it's been pent up all these years, you know, not done,
Absolutely.
so now it's like I said, it's now or never. I have to do this, I know I don't have years and years in front to do this. So I just try to put in as much energy as I can. For Easy Niger Foods, I will be honest, I really wanted to be mainstream. When I say mainstream, maybe either of two things. Either it grows
Oh,
bigger in the, not just, though I call it Niger, but eventually it can grow bigger in that at the moment I do ambient products. They stay in the, but I may then decide to do either frozen products ready to eat. Somebody has offered me, oh, I'll make a carrot, you will freeze it but I said, oh, I don't do frozen products. Or meal kits like the Hello Freshes or the Gusto, where there are boxes of fresh goods and then the recipes. It's the recipes that are the important thing, because you can, give somebody a box and they won't know what to do with it, or they do what they normally just do with it. I'll give you an example. The bean cake, the moi moi mix. A lady bought it. She's Caribbean, but she's vegan, and she stirred fried some vegetables, courgettes, all sorts of mushrooms, and she poured the mix over it, and then she steamed it. When I saw it, I was like, is this my product? Because it just looked so healthy and nice. So that's a recipe I would have wanted to introduce to even people who are used to moi moi. That you can use it this way as well. So it's the developing new meals and new recipes. So there's that. Or there's maybe a bigger player taking it on and pushing it even wider than I can. So there are all sorts of ways we can go, but looking at definitely growing it beyond where we are now.
Absolutely. I remember the reggae sauce.
Yes.
I plainly remember that guy going on was it Dragon's Den? And today he must be a
Yeah.
multi-millionaire somewhere, you know. I wish the same to Easy Foods Nigeria.
Thank you.
I wish for Easy Foods Nigeria to be all over the world.
Thank you.
Starting with the European base,
Yes.
and then moving across the world into the Americas,
Yes.
North and South, and
Yes.
even into Asia. You know, the
Yeah.
Asians like their food a lot, and they
Mm.
are quite very good at trying out new
Yeah.
stuff as well.
Mm.
Um, Tesco's, are you there?
Yes.
Sainsbury's, are you there? Morrison's, Lidl, you better be the first to take Easy Naija foods up. Fill
Thank
your
you.
aisles with it. You know what the African population is in the country.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. And it's
there's
growing.
it's growing continuously. There's no
Yes.
way that
Mm.
Easy Naija Foods, I beg your pardon, will not sell.
Mm.
Get in touch with Issy Young. Issy, how do they contact you? What's your handle on Instagram? Apart from the website, what's the Facebook page or LinkedIn page?
It's all Eazy Naija Foods. EAZYNIJA Foods. FOODS. It's all Eazy Naija Foods. So there's no underscore, no hyphen. It's just one word. Otherwise, they can email me. My email address is it's i.enyang@vanised.com, because Vanised is the overarching company that trades
Okay.
as Eazy Naija Food. So Vanised, VANISED. Yeah.
.com.
.com.
So for all you out there in Nigeria who are looking for hope is in front of you right now.
Thank you.
Go and develop a product. Get in touch with Easy. Get in touch with Easy Naija Foods. See if they can take on your product as well. You know, I'm suggesting maybe a YouTube channel to
Okay.
show like that lady, the Caribbean, you know,
Yes.
go through a process for the
Yes.
people to be able to visit and
Yes.
see what type of recipes they can get
They
from
can.
it.
Yes.
I'm suggesting an Easy Naija Foods book with
Yes.
various
Okay.
recipes.
Okay.
Um, all of this in time, I'm sure we
Yes.
will come, and you'll be able to market. So, a final question to you. What are your expectations from Nigerians in diaspora? How do they contribute to the growth of not just your business, but to the growth of our dear motherland?
Mm. Um, Never really thought about that one, but that's because I know everybody's engaged. We're all engaged. We're all, even now that elections are coming up, you can see all the platforms, people are watching. But I think we need to move from talking to taking action in whatever little way, you know, and in whatever area you have an interest. Do you see? And, you know, if you think about it, there'll be something you can do. For instance, today I read and I thought, oh, that's such a good idea. That if you're supporting a political party, and, you know, most people are supporting one, call your ward manager, see if they have polling agent, you know, just that little bit of information, that step, you know, not just, oh, I want this person to, oh, this is wrong or this is right. We've talked enough. We need to, whatever area we are, if it's business, if it's voluntary work, if it's ministry, whatever area we are, we need to start doing something. That's
Everybody needs to start doing something. We always think there's time,
yes,
but you find out that as much as there's time, there's no time.
time, yes,
I suppose that's why you have successful people like Jeff Bezos or
yes.
the Bill Gates hardly having time to sleep. You don't really see them. They're working. I can happily include Issy Young in that
Ooh,
category.
wow. Praise indeed.
And like I can see the product going a long way. In private,
Thank you.
obviously, we will talk about
Mm,
trying to get those collaborations to you, like I
okay,
said, in terms of linking the contacts, which will
okay,
be a story for our next podcast. We
okay.
can talk about today and how it generated something new.
Yes, okay.
So
That would be
this will fulfill the TNN the TNN motto,
good. Okay,
bridging the gap. You know.
okay.
I did tell you, I said it was anywhere between 45 minutes to 1 hour. It's already come, it's already gone. We barely have 2 minutes left.
Yes.
Is there any words of wisdom you think you can give to the young ones in Nigeria aspiring because they are the next generation? What hope can you give them?
Well, if it's to young Nigerians everywhere, I want to say again, there is opportunity everywhere. There's opportunity. You know, don't wait and say, oh, it's when I maybe come abroad or it's when I get my degree or, you know, there's opportunity everywhere. We all need to start thinking critically. How do we solve problems? You know, and then these solutions will come to you and you start something in, you know, in your own little way. Look for the gift within you. That's so important. Don't just follow the masses. Don't just say, oh, there's money there or there's fame there. No, whatever gift is within you, develop that one, you know.
Excellent. Any plans for a food fest? What do they call it now? Any plan for maybe a festival, a food festival? Do you have
We
that
do,
in the works?
we definitely want to do one.
Okay,
And it's a fair that will raise awareness of our food. So it's not just a fair for our community, but it's
okay,
a fair where we need to invite movers and shakers in the food industry
absolutely.
generally, yes, so that they come and taste, they come and see, they come and hear our stories. So there is a plan. We're looking for support actually because it's a big one.
Now is the time to talk about it. Call them out. Your fair should go on the road, state
Mm,
by state, county by county,
see,
country by country.
okay,
Obviously, it must be something you intend to develop.
yes.
But call them out. You have the floor now, so let them know what's happening.
Okay. So yes, there is a plan, and we're looking for big buyers. We're looking for big buyers of produce. We're looking for big buyers of products. We're looking for the supermarkets, the big chains, the Sainsbury's, the Tesco's. You tell us what you want to see at the fair. Do you want tasters? Do you want stories? Do you want industry information? How we farm, how we keep our produce, whatever you need from us so that you have some assurance in our food. Come and tell us, and let's produce it on the day.
Fantastic. There it is. 1 hour has come and gone. I'm really grateful for your time. I know it's not easy taking time out from your busy schedule. We deeply appreciate that. And we look forward to part two, maybe in a year's time, so that we can show the improvement on everything that we've talked about today. Family, kids, husband, our regards to them. You didn't have much time to tell us about them today. I hope in the next episode you'd be able to tell us a bit more about the family, and hopefully some of them are taking up your cause as well and working with you. I'm really grateful. What we will do now, I'm going to end for the public, and then we can have a 2-minute chat before I let you go, okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you
So the
very
new
much.
Nigerian audience, there you have it. Like I said again, it's Eazy Naija Foods. Go out there, go onto the website, order your first jollof rice right now, and let us know what you think. Put the comments in the comment section
Yes.
once you've had a taste of it, and let us know how you think we can improve it as well.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much for your time, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye for now.